But Grayson Allen comes in, does a workout, so stereotypically an Ainge guy, right? And so, but here is the thing. He's really, I mean, when you look at the Duke players of past, he's kind of the JJ Redick, right? Role. He can shoot from the outside. He's a little bit better defender, a little bit more athletic. He killed the combine, especially when it comes to leaping, which is really funny for a guy who's so gifted athletically to spend the full 4 years, hit the senior year in college, and then go into the draft. This is kind of a rare one. Usually that guy is a sound baller, but not very gifted athletically. Usually the athletes go earlier. So that's what makes this one so funny. He's getting drafted. If the Celtics take him, they're taking him at number 27, which I believe will be his official age when they draft him. Every time I see that, they got to pick him at 27. I'm like, what, 27 years old? It's just funny. When's the last time you had kind of that highly touted player? So wait, again, gifted athlete and can shoot. What the hell is the issue here? Why wouldn't he go higher in the draft? And why didn't he go earlier seasons? Nobody would know better than you.
So he's 22. Okay, so let's clear that up right there, and then that makes him older than Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. So he would be on the old side as a rookie. He could have come out after his rookie year, his freshman year. They won. That was the year they won the championship. They were a really talented team. He was a guy who was a really key player for them in that run and made some big baskets. I think he had 20 in the championship game. I think the issue for him, athletically, he's gifted. He can shoot a little bit. I don't. JJ Redick really isn't the comp I would put him as or compare him to. Somebody asked me today who was his comp. I mean, I think good J.R. Smith, Will Barton. He's a guy who can do everything. He can rebound a little bit. He can pass a little bit. He can shoot a little bit. He's athletic enough, so it's not like, yeah, you can do a little bit, but he's not great in any one area. I mean, he's got that kind of ability, but he's not like a great shooter. I mean, he's a good shooter, but not a great shooter. He's a little streaky. The biggest issue is his head, and I think, you can point to the tripping incidents. You can point to the issues, he had in terms of, I don't know, I guess off the court type stuff. Not the bad character guy, but being too competitive. Sound like an Ainge guy. But I think he also had an outsized role. I think he thought he was the finisher, and on a team that didn't have a point guard this year, Duke didn't. The last 2 years, really, he was asked to do a lot more than he should have been doing with in terms of ball handling. He can do a little bit of that, but if you put him next to a point guard, he's going to be a lot more effective. Screen, running cuts, spotting up, driving closeouts. As a role player, he could be really valuable here. The problem is,
you really don't think he's a good shooter, though? I mean, he took 7.5 3-pointers per game and shot 37%. His sophomore year, he shot over 40%. And I get it. It's not the NBA 3-point line, but do you feel like, so with the comparison to Redick, do you think the difference is that Redick's just way better off the catch and shoot? Like how quickly he gets into his shot is the issue at the NBA?
Redick is a phenomenal shooter. I mean, phenomenal. He's just not that guy. He's not of that caliber. If I'm ranking like shooters, I'm putting like Redick, Korver, that type of, almost specialist. Grayson Allen isn't a specialist. He can do a lot of things. He can create off the bounce. He can drive to the hole. He can drive closeouts. He can play make a little bit. He has more skills, more varied skills. He doesn't have one singular great skill. I don't think he's a singularly great shooter. I think he can shoot. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's a B+. He's not an A. Still, you want the guy who he can knock down. He can hit those shots if he's open, but he's not an A shooter. You're not going to build your offense with him as a key part of it. But if he's your if he's your first guard off the bench, or maybe a shooting guard, your starting shooting guard is maybe your fifth best starter, you can be okay. You can make a career with that, and I think he'll be fine. It's about this. It's about what's between the ears. That's going to be his issue. Can Grayson Allen lock in? Stop making stupid situations. He shot Duke out of the NCAA tournament. He shot Duke out of the ACC tournament. He just was taking bad shots instead of using the situation.
Is that where Brad kind of does an Evan Turner with this guy?
Dude,
you know what I mean?
We talked about this about Game 7, right? What happened there? You had Rozier and Jalen, and they're working the ball on this side when somebody needed to be moving the ball over the right side and get the ball to Tatum and Horford. Allen hasn't figured that out. He hasn't figured out the right basketball play. He's been figuring out what his play is.